Welcome back to my channel, Brutus on Baseball, and my last video in my series I'm making all about the biggest prospect busts from my baseball card collecting days. I still collect baseball cards, but this video series has taken us all the way from 1988 up to 2004 in my last video, and today we're going to finish it out in 2005, 2006. Those are the years that I decided prospecting in baseball was not for me. And since that time, I always wait for a player to have a couple established years in the major leagues before even thinking about buying their cards. No more buying cards of Jason Dominguez and guys like that inevitably falter in the minor league system or just getting into the major leagues more often than not. So today I'm going to pick up the video where I left off going into 2005, and I'm going to start with Ian Stewart, third baseman for the Colorado Rockies. Ian Stewart was drafted in the first round of the 2003 draft by the Rockies. He signed quickly, so he was able to go immediately to the short season rookie ball team in Casper, Wyoming, where he hit the ground running, slashing .317, .401, .558 in that first season with 10 home runs. And after that, he was ranked as the number 57 prospect in all of baseball. He followed it up with an even stronger season in the 2004 season for Single A in Asheville, slashing .319, .401, .594 with 30 home runs. Baseball America ranked him the number 4 prospect in all of baseball after that season. And collectors started drooling over the thought of Ian Stewart's power at the hot corner in the thin air of Denver, Colorado. They really needed someone to take the torch from Todd Helton, and Stewart was thought to be the guy to do it. Now, at the time that Stewart was coming up through the system, the baseball card landscape was also going through drastic changes as well, especially with respect to rookie card releases. The Major League Baseball Players Union stepped in to regulate what would be considered a player's actual rookie card going forward. And those rookie cards would be designated with the rookie card logo that we recognize so well today. But in that transition period, lots of cards had come out in just the previous years that had been considered rookie cards, but now were considered prospect cards based on the new regulations. Like Ian Stewart's 2003 Upper Deck Prospect Premiers card, which was his biggest chase card after that phenomenal 2004 season. But Ian's star would be the brightest it would be going into the 2005 season, as he began to stumble a little bit after that year. And he began to strike out more and more often and make contact less and less often. His numbers were still respectable, but they didn't approach that season that he had had in 2004 in Single A. And he saw his prospect ranking drop from number 4 to number 16 to number 46 in the next 3 seasons. He did reach AAA by 2007 as a 22-year-old and experienced a small resurgence that year, slashing .304, .379, .478 with 15 home runs and getting a call-up in August of that season to the Rockies. He did not perform well with the big league team, though, striking out 28 times in 55 at-bats that year. Stewart was never able to find success in the major leagues, slashing .229, .315, .415 with 61 home runs and an 86 OPS plus over 511 big league games. He always hit when he was demoted back down to AAA though, but he couldn't repeat the same success against major league pitching. The Rockies finally traded him to the Cubs after the 2011 season, where he also struck out way too much and couldn't establish himself on a major league roster. He was released by the Cubs in 2013 after openly criticizing the team management on Twitter, and then was signed and released in consecutive seasons by the Dodgers, Angels, and Nationals in 2013, 2014, and 2015, after performing poorly in the minor leagues for each team. The next guy up in this video is the Mets outfield prospect Lastings Milledge. Lastings Milledge had a lot of success in baseball early in his life, including a runner-up finish in the Little League World Series in 1997 and winning a gold medal for Team USA in the World Youth Championships. He was seen as a consensus top 3 pick in the 2003 draft. But a report surfaced just before the draft about his expulsion from high school after allegedly having sex with a minor. And as a result, he was passed over by several teams until the Mets nabbed him with the number 12 overall pick. The Mets began negotiations with Milledge, but paused them when additional allegations of sexual misconduct continued to come out. But the Mets decided to conduct their own investigation, and once they were satisfied, they signed Milledge just before the end of the 2003 baseball season. Because he signed so late, Milledge's first full season was 2004, where he slashed .340, .401, .580 in single A. And he followed that up in 2005 with a slash line of .318, .388, .449 across high A and double A as a 20-year-old. He was a speedy outfielder that could cover a lot of ground in the field and on the bases, and he could hit. So his prospect status quickly rose from number 86 to number 11 to number 9 prior to the 2006 season. Due to his prospect status, Milledge had an abundant amount of cards in the 2004 season, including draft pick cards in Bowman and Topps, but his biggest cards were probably the 2004 Bowman Chrome and Bowman's Best autograph versions. Lastings made his major league debut with the Mets in May of 2006, and just like Ian Stewart, that's when his prospect status began to fade as well. He showed poorly in 2006 with only a 78 OPS plus in 56 games. And he also upset his teammates, management, and media with his excitable play, including high-fiving fans at Shea Stadium after hitting his first major league home run. A style of play that would be much more encouraged in today's game than it was back then. He followed up with his best season in 2007, slashing .272, .341, .446, with a 104 OPS plus in 59 games. But that same year, he also appeared as a guest in a rap song with lyrics that his team considered inappropriate. Along with what the Mets viewed as a disappointing work ethic, the team had grown tired of dealing with Milledge and traded him to the Washington Nationals before the 2008 season. Milledge would bounce around for several more seasons, hovering between the major leagues and AAA for the Nationals, Pirates, and White Sox. He reportedly showed a lot of growth as a person and taking responsibility for his work ethic later on in his career, but unfortunately by then it had become too late, and he never hit for a high enough average or stole enough bases to justify a major league roster spot, as he compiled a 92 OPS plus over 433 big league games. He signed to play for a team in Tokyo in the Japanese Baseball League, where he excelled over 4 seasons from 2012 to 2015. And then he played 1 season again at the end of his career in the Atlantic League before deciding to retire as a player in 2017. Following his retirement, Lastings opened up a baseball training facility in Bradenton, Florida, which specializes in providing minority children with an opportunity to learn the game of baseball. After Milledge, I'm going to talk about one more guy. This is the end of my collecting prospects, and it just felt like the right guy to end with, because I remember wanting to buy his cards and finding some of them on eBay way back in the day and thinking that this was going to be the next guy to become a future Hall of Fame player. He crumbled and left me with a lot of worthless baseball cards that I had thought would be a good investment. That guy that made it all in for me is Brandon Wood with the Anaheim Angels. Brandon Wood was drafted in the first round again of the 2003 draft, a really great draft for prospect BUSTS. He wasn't necessarily considered an elite prospect out of high school. In his first full seasons in 2003 and 2004, his performance was average at best, but he broke out in a big way in 2005 in high single A. That year he played for Rancho Cucamonga, where he slashed .321, .381, .667 with 43 home runs and 115 RBIs as a shortstop, becoming the first minor league player in history with over 100 extra base hits in a single season. And then he continued it in the Arizona Fall League that same year, where he added another 14 home runs in 29 games, an Arizona Fall League record. He went from being ranked the number 89 prospect in baseball prior to the 2005 season to the number 3 prospect in baseball after that phenomenal season between High A and the Arizona Fall League. He followed it up with another really decent season in Double A in 2006 with another 25 home runs and a 907 OPS, and was ranked the number 8 prospect in baseball after that year. Now, Brandon Wood's prospect status in the hobby exploded, and collectors clamored for his 2003 Bowman Chrome Draft Picks autographed cards, as well as his 2003 Bowman Heritage rookie card. In 2007, he was promoted to AAA, where he once again showed off his power, hitting 23 home runs with an 835 OPS. He was called up late in the 2007 season to the Angels big league squad, where he did struggle in only 13 games. And then he split 2008 between AAA and the Major League squad again, hitting well in the minor leagues with 31 home runs and a 970 OPS, but faltered again at the highest level of competition, with only 5 home runs and a 551 OPS in 55 games for the Angels. The same story repeated itself again in 2009, where he hit another 22 home runs with a 910 OPS in AAA. But only 1 home run with a 559 OPS in 18 Major League games. He was beginning to show that he was an exceptional AAA player, but just couldn't play with the big boys. The Angels finally gave him a big shot in 2010, letting him play in 81 games. But Wood only hit 4 home runs and compiled a 383 OPS that season. And the Angels had had enough. He was designated for assignment early in 2011. Now, Wood was claimed off waivers by Pittsburgh in 2011, and they gave him a shot on the big league roster, but he didn't perform much better there either. The next few years, he played for AAA teams for Colorado, Baltimore, and Kansas City, but he had lost his confidence by that time and didn't fare much better even at AAA anymore. In 2014, he played a season in the Atlantic League, where he managed only .098 batting average in 25 games, and hung up his cleats after that. In a later interview in 2021, Wood revealed that he began to doubt his abilities when he didn't find immediate success in the major leagues. And he suffered from severe panic attacks almost every day when he came up to the Angels in 2008, 9, and 10. But he kept his mental health struggles a secret because he figured that revealing them would be much worse than telling anybody about them. We've certainly come a long way since that time in understanding that talking about mental health is often the best way to combat it. After his playing career, Wood was hired to manage 1 season in the minor leagues before retiring from organized baseball for good and opening a private baseball training academy in Billings, Montana. So that brings to a conclusion my entire series all about the prospect bus from my collecting days. About 1988 with Greg Jeffries to 2005-06 with Brandon Wood. At that time, I took a bit of a break from collecting baseball cards in general. Never from the game of baseball, but just from collecting. Part of it had to do with the change in the rookie card regulations. What I had always collected was suddenly being changed on me, and I didn't understand where this was going to go and how it was going to look in the future. So I just decided to take a step back. And that, combined with the latest prospects like Brandon Wood, Lastings Milledge, Jason Stokes, those guys are guys that I bought cards of, and they turned out to be worth nothing at the end of the day. So the best thing for me was just to take a break. And it wasn't until about 2013 that I came back into collecting baseball cards again. And when I did come back, like I said, I decided that prospecting would be in my past. As a result of waiting a couple years and making sure that guys are established in the major leagues before buying their cards, that's really helped me to not throw away a lot of money. Sure, there are a couple guys that I miss out on, like Mike Trout. When I wait for him to have a couple good seasons, he's suddenly the second coming of Mickey Mantle, and his cards are really expensive. But my new strategy has helped me to be able to buy in to a lot of other guys that are going to be Hall of Famers. Guys like Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, and Mookie Betts, when it's a better time to buy. Not when they're prospects and haven't established themselves, and not when they're the hottest guys in baseball. There's always going to be a good time to buy when a player you believe in has a down season or an injury. I really appreciate you guys joining me on this. There are a lot of prospects that have come and been busted in the years since 2006. And I would challenge anybody out there that might be watching this who is a YouTube content creator to make your own video as an addition to this to highlight some of the guys since 2006, or maybe even before that were the biggest prospect busts for you guys. I would love to watch that and learn more all about it. And I know that there's been a lot of those guys in recent seasons and will continue to be a lot of those guys in coming years. Once again, thank you so much for watching me. Keep liking the videos, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anybody that you think would enjoy it. Until next time, as always, be careful who you invest in, keep talking baseball, and we'll see you around.